All right, what's going on, boys and girls? So this particular video, we're gonna be talking about a interesting piece of hardware kit that I came across for a dumb, stupid price that I couldn't resist. As everybody knows, I like weird hardware, and you can't get much weirder currently, or much more, I would say, even innovative than the Microsoft Surface Book. This is the first gen Microsoft Surface Book. This is the one, 8 gigs, 128 gigs of storage, i5, and it's got the 940 MX base, which, keyboard base. So, for those that don't know what the Surface Book is, Surface Book is basically tablet or a keyboard. Or is it a laptop? It's whatever the hell you want to make it. It's an interesting take on the two-in-one. It's an interesting take from a company that generically isn't known to be the most innovative in the world. I actually really like this machine. So, for those that are wondering, why the hell would I pick up a Surface Book? Price. I got this for $200. For reference, when these first came out, these are about the price of generically of a MacBook Pro, and like top tier MacBook Pro. I think these started at 2,300 if I remember the exact like base starting cost. Uh, the nice thing I love about this though is it's a 3:2 aspect ratio, so it's 3,000 by 2,000. Um, there's just a lot I really like. Like the build quality reminds me of like the 2012 Apple MacBooks and stuff, like the MacBook Pros. Like that, there's just that really good attention. I don't want to call it attention to detail, but it's almost like an X factor that's hard to describe. It's one of those that it feels good to use and to hold. Now, I'm not saying the software is good because this is still running Windows. Um, and I'll get into that being a Linux guy, which is ironic. So specs, this is I believe it's a 5 megapixel camera on the front, 8 in the back, 1080p, yada yada. Yeah, nothing ecstatic there. I will say though, Windows Hello and the actual camera quality, having checked OBS, is probably about on par with the camera that I'm using for this, which is the C920, or C922 for recording this. And overall, it's really just a nice machine. It's solidly built. So obviously this is going to have a little more nicks and stuff than a normal one would. Headphone jack, ideal. Mini display port, proprietary power adapters. It's basically MagSafe, but Microsoft's version. I like MagSafe and that type of power adapter. I hate fucking proprietary cards like that. This is like that Lenovo watch hinge. Uh, Two USB 3 ports and a full SD card slot. And that's pretty much all you got on your connections. So, battery life. I mean, this is essentially a 5-year-old machine. This battery life is still actually really good. I'm getting about 6.5 hours out of between the base and the tablet combined, which I'm not expecting tremendously great battery life given the fact that age and batteries and all that stuff. So whatever. Performance has been ideal, but not. Doesn't blow me away, but I'm not having real high expectations from it. Like I'm not sitting here trying to edit, videos and stuff. It's not something that I'm gonna do. This is essentially supposed to be the pure, this is the Pixel version for Microsoft. Their version of a Pixel and like the flagship stuff. And I wanted to keep it in mind using that experience. So I am keeping Windows on this. And the reason I'm keeping Windows on this is not everything on the Linux end works. Example, neither of the cameras work if you install Linux. You have to deal with the special kernels and all the other stuff, and it's not hard. It's just I want to give Microsoft what people would with like a Mac, and give them the benefit of the doubt by trying their premium system, like design wise, with their OS and their vision of it. And it's Windows. Like, when this thing's in, you have this button up next to the delete key that literally just detaches the tablet. Overall, it's Windows. Like, it's still not a great experience. Like, overall, I've never been a big fan of like the Windows UI design paradigm and stuff. It's just never done anything for me. If I can get the damn thing back in, and that's more of a user error problem. But overall, if you can get one for fairly cheap, you can get a higher end performance base, which is, I believe, a GTX 965 for the base. I would totally recommend getting one. Just, I would cautiously look at them if you're a Linux user. If you're not willing to do some tweaking with some stuff and understand that certain features and functions aren't going to work, then it might not be for you. If you're fine with those features and functions not working, might be for you. But for what I need out of this machine, it's working fucking great.